All rise, Attorney Steve Vondran here. We have another exciting episode of Litigation Whiteboard. This time we are talking about trials, a general overview of the civil trial process, and it could be criminal as well. They're very similar. There may be some minor differences. I'm not a criminal law attorney, so I can't tell you. But without further ado, let's head to the Attorney Steve Litigation Whiteboard. Okay, so we're talking about what happens in the trial process. People want to know what they're in for, so you're litigating your case out. You're trying to get it settled. You can't get it settled. They think the case is worth $1 million. You think the case is worth $50,000. We're going to trial. We're going to trial, you say. Okay, so here's what happens. This is a general overview of what happens in a civil trial. Okay, now again, this is very general. Rules may vary. Now, to help, I have brought out the finger. If you can't settle, give them the finger. Here we go. First, what happens here, basically, you've been going through months of discovery and this and that, and you can't seem to settle your case. You disagree on the evidence. You think this person's a liar. You go to trial. Usually what's going to happen, whether it's a state court or federal court case, usually the judge is going to want to try to get you to settle your case and get together in a settlement conference. One final chance, okay? Now realize at this point, you've probably already went through mediation and everything else, but the courts want you to take that one last chance to get it settled, a pretrial conference, pretrial settlement conference. Next, I have up here MIL. Do you see that, MIL? Anybody know what that stands for? Motion in limine. If you got that, you're on the right track. Motion in limines. Now, this is where you're trying to keep out certain evidence. You're telling the judge, we got a trial coming up, but there's certain evidence I need to keep out. And, excuse me for a second. I got to make sure I got that there. There's certain evidence you want to keep out, so you tell the judge, I have motions in limine that I'd like you to hear and rule on. And now, judges really don't like the motion in limine. They want the cases to be heard on the facts. They want the parties to put on their case. But there are circumstances, it may be privileges or highly prejudicial evidence that you do not want the jury to hear. Here's our jury. And the jury is the finder of fact. They're the ones that decide, do you win, do you lose? The jury decides the facts. Was it a red light or a green light or a yellow light? How bad was the injury? How much was the pain and suffering? Was there copyright infringement? Was it willful? Was it innocent? The jury will decide these crucial factual questions, and this is why jury duty is so important and why it's such an important part of our process. We get a neutral party in there to get in and hear the facts. And now I say neutral takes me to the next step of our process here, okay? Is voir dire. That's a fancy French name, I believe it is. I could be wrong. Voir dire. This is where you ask questions. These are the questions you ask the jury. Do you have any stickers on your car? What do they say? Maybe I can infer something out of that. Do you have any friends that are cops? Do you have any reason you can't render a fair decision? Do you have any bias against this or bias against that? So you ask your questions and you impanel your jury. Now, keep in mind, both sides are going to get what's called peremptory challenges. Peremptory challenges. That's where you can say, Judge, this person is biased. I don't want this person on the jury. Let's get them off. Let's rub them out. They're not going to be good here. They're not going to be biased. We need to get them out of here. So you have some challenges for cause, and you just have some regular challenges. Okay, so your voir dire, you pick and impanel the jury. Okay, now this is where the action starts. The prosecutor or the plaintiff will give the opening statement. The opening statement or opening arguments, as it's known. Now, these can be long or short. You can waive them. You don't have to do it. But I would suggest when you're doing the opening, you stick to the facts. Don't start saying, this guy is the meanest guy, horrible, you're going to hate him. Stick to the facts. The evidence will show. The evidence will show. The evidence will show. Give a preview of your story, so as you're going through this, they'll understand what's this case about. Give a little preview, but stick to the evidence. We'll talk about that in a second, because civil trials are a matter of evidence. Like, what does the evidence show? Like, what are the facts, and why should I side with you or side against you? Tell me why. So the plaintiff or the prosecutor gives an opening. The defendant will get their opening as well, same thing. You can do it. You can waive it. You can say, you know what? I'm not going to say anything. I'm just going to wait. I'm going to wait till the trial. Let's put the evidence on. usually people are going to give at least a short introduction, okay? So you have opening statements, and then we have putting on the evidence. Okay, now putting on the evidence, this can be, as it notes here, I'm going to put my finger over there. It's a little tricky sometimes. It could be your witnesses, your client. You put them up on the stand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, even though you have the largest finger on earth? Yes, I do, Your Honor. Yes, I do. Now, you can swear to God, or you can give a affirmation. So it's oath or affirmation, in case you're wondering. What if you don't believe in God? Well, you can do an affirmation. Okay, so you're going to put on your witnesses. You're going to pull out your exhibits. You're going to have your exhibits authenticated. You're going to introduce those into evidence in your case, okay? Experts, you're going to get experts on there in your more complicated cases. You know, if you're talking about BitTorrent technology, well, what does it mean? How does it work? You know, what's a hash file? What all this stuff? You need experts to explain it to the jury to help clarify the issue. So this is what we call the battle of the experts. And you see this in so many cases, especially criminal law cases. There's no way that DNA is accurate. No, there's not a chance in heck it's accurate. This could not possibly be wrong. This could not possibly be wrong. I've done it. So you have the battle of the experts. So it's a question of credibility, and who makes that decision? The jury decides who to believe. They decide what to believe. Okay, so that's what happens. So you put on your evidence. The other side right here gets to cross-examine. This is the most powerful thing in law, in my opinion. This is where cases are won or lost. Now it's time to grill that other party that is so certain that their eyewitness testimony is flawless, that they can see that they saw this person 100 feet away, and they know with certainty that person was wearing a blue hat. And then the other party cross-examines, were you wearing your glasses? Do you wear glasses? Were you wearing your glasses? How dark was it at night? Do you remember what time it was? You cross-examine your witness. This is where the truth comes out. This is where the jury starts figuring things out. Not so much on putting on your evidence. That's one side of the story. But when the cross-examination comes, that's where it's at. So the first party, plaintiff, will put on all their evidence. You have the cross-examination. The defendant will put on their evidence. You have the cross-examination. And in this mix right here, I should draw a circle around it. That's where the truth comes out. That's where the truth comes out, and the jury will figure out what the facts are. Now, that's the facts. Now, then you have your closing arguments. Plaintiff's going to give their closing. You're going to give their closing, and that's really the evidence showed. See, remember I told you the evidence was going to show? The evidence did show. I was going to show this. The evidence did show. Okay, and then the jury can really kind of figure it out. Well, was this guy right, or was this gal right? Who was right here? That's the whole process of a jury trial, grinding out the truth, okay? Then you have jury instructions. This is where the two lawyers get together. They say, well, this is the law, and they send a brief to the judge. Well, this is the law, and the judge says, well, that's kind of the law. Maybe that's the law. And they figure out a set of jury instructions. This is what goes to the jury and it says, did you find that there was willful infringement? Yes or no? Did you find that there was damages? Yes or no? How much did you find in damages? Give them out. That kind of thing. Should they pay attorney fees? Should they do this? Should they do that? So the jury is going to go back in. They're going to get the jury instructions from the judge. The judge is going to read the law to them. Judge, this is that. This is the law. This is what you're looking for. Then the jury is going to go back and deliberate. They're going to sit around. If you want to know what it's like, a great movie is 12 Angry Men. 12 Angry Men. I love it. It gives you the process of what a jury should do in deliberations, okay? It should be a very thoughtful process. Take your time, review the evidence, make sure you're making the right decision. But the jury will go out and deliberate. It could be for a couple hours, could be for a couple days. Nobody knows. It depends until they're done and feeling good, and they can sleep with their decision is the way I look at it. Then the verdict is reached. This is the part everybody loves. This is when the news comes out. There's a verdict is in. The verdict is in. Okay. So judge will read the verdict. There may be, if it's a criminal case, there may be some sentencing down the line. But the judge will read the verdict. Of course, you can file a notice of appeal. There's all kinds of different motions you can file to say, Judge, reconsider this, that, and the other. At any rate, and then there's, of course, you can poll the jury. Was this your decision? Was that your decision? Was that one, all say one, all say all? Anyway, that's the general process of a trial. Now, these can be very expensive because there's a lot of work in here. There's a lot of preparation. So that's why most cases, I would say 95, 98, 99% of cases do not go to trial because this is expensive. It's time consuming. It's stressful. And down here, you never know really what the outcome's going to be. Usually in a trial, it's a very close call, So think about that before when you're talking about settlement. Hey, do I want to settle or do I want to fight it? Do I want to challenge? You can challenge. This is the general process here for you. If you need help with civil litigation, you know where to find me. On the web at attorneysteve.com. That's attorneysteve.com. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Feel free to share this video on your social media networks. Don't forget to subscribe. Punch the like button. It's not going to hurt you. Just go like this. Go boop. And then leave some comments as well if you like. Okay? Thanks a lot so much for watching. Attorney Steve Vondran. And we will talk to you. We'll see you again. Bye now.